All right, guys. Thanks for checking in again. This is episode 4. I'm Oscar. I'm your host, and I got a friend of mine today. He's actually a really good friend of mine. One of like my most trusted coaches for my gym, and like me and him, like realistically, we got like these like super romantic conversations about fitness and life, and like it's dope. Like,
You're so sweet.
no, but realistically, like, actually. So I got my buddy here, Coach K, Mr. Kerris Stewart. So, you know what I mean? So K is like, how long have I known you for, bro?
Shit, I don't know mad long, man.
You know,
It's like 6 years now.
I don't know,
6 years,
five,
something
six
like
years.
that.
Yeah, it's fucking crazy. So, but it's cool because like, it's like the two like gods like combined us together. Like I think like when me and Coach K are like together, it's like we're like a fucking. I think we're like a dream team. Personally, is what I think. It's like two. Like it's weird because we came from two different locations. We've learned. It's almost like we're like replicas. He's learned things like from like the same school of thought, and it's kind of weird how like our paths like led us together. So which is just great. I mean, Kay is like the fitter, like the 1,000 times fitter version of me. So I don't know, like how much you weigh, man? Like 190 pounds,
You
180?
know what? I weighed myself last week, so I've been trying to put on a little bit of muscle to my frame. If you can believe that, right? You gotta understand, I was 192 pounds,
The
and
fuck?
I think the heaviest I've ever been is 195.
Oh shit! All right,
192, right?
all right. So if you don't go to my gym or like any of our locations, but Coach K is like 192 pounds, back squats 580, five.
575 has been my all-time best in training. 575.
I don't get it. So and then your dead. What's your deadlift?
570.
Yeah.
Actually, all-time best is 570. This was at a body weight of 182 pounds, 183 pounds.
Yeah, so he's strong. He's like compact muscle. So it's funny though. Like at the gym, like we call him like the freaking action figure. Like this dude's like it's like GI Joe, like fucking Snake Eyes walking around. Like it's fucking crazy. You know what I mean? But it's dope. Like you know what I mean? Like it's weird to see sometimes you get people right, and you like right. I think like in training though, right? Like I think we come across this like we see it, we read it, and then we're just like, I wonder if this shit works. You know what I mean? Like, it's hard to say.
I think you definitely have to have some sort of inquisition, especially as a strength coach. I mean, you come across all kinds of theories, and realistically, when you talk about exercise, you talk about all this movement shit, it is all theory until it becomes a practice,
Exactly.
right? So it doesn't matter what your education is, what your background is. If you do not have the experience, right? Knowledge without application is useless.
Yeah, exactly.
So
Yeah,
it,
yeah,
it comes down to actually practicing. So yeah, I mean, we become scientists in
yeah,
our own right. It's like, well, I have this theory. What if I try this? What if I do this? What will
yeah,
happen, right? Especially if you're diligent about recording your results, right? You practice whatever you're doing. You record your results. You keep your training logs, things like that. Yeah, you start to you form the question or the hypothesis. You test, you retest, you test, you
yeah,
retest, and
yeah,
that's just the process of what we do.
yeah, exactly. So, um, I mean, there's people even at the gym that don't really know. I know a lot about you, but feel free to share. Like, Coach K has a little bit of strongman, background, parkour.
Oh yeah, I mean, I've always had the the mind and the body to move. I've always been this way since I was a kid. My parents would tell you stories about it. Anybody who knew me would tell you stories about it. I was a kid jumping off of couches, trying to do martial arts because of what I saw
Yeah,
in 1970s kung fu movies,
yeah,
Bruce Lee and stuff like that. So, I mean, I spent my adolescent years in martial arts training. There was maybe 10 or 12 years of my life. Throughout that time, I wanted to develop more strength to become better in the whole martial arts. So that's that is what led me to the path of wanting to do bodybuilding and wanting to do strongman training, wanting to do powerlifting.
Do you think like, I mean, because you and I, like, we both came from martial arts background.
Yeah.
Like, do you think like as a kid, right? Like, we should have like our kids like, fuck it, man, like, you know, learn martial arts, like just to start, right? Because like they're learning some type of like base. I don't know. Like, I just think, you know what I mean? Like,
I've had this conversation with a few people before. In my opinion,
yeah,
two of the best practices for children to be in. One, some kind of gymnastics.
Yeah.
Tumbling, right?
Yeah.
Tumbling.
Yeah, just fucking throw yourself around.
And then the second, right? Because I'm not going to go too deep into that yet. But gymnastics, and then the second is wrestling.
Wrestling.
What kind of wrestling?
Okay.
I mean, the jiu-jitsu, we got everybody's all crazy about the jiu-jitsu.
But you know, like, I think like you and I, like, we know how to punch, we know how to kick, right? But like, I think like wrestling, like even jiu-jitsu, like maybe because I haven't done jiu-jitsu and I might be fucking kicking my own ass, but right, like you're like learning how to fight on your back. So I don't think like balance, like a jumping roundhouse doesn't compare to me like laying down on my back. You know what I mean? Right. So I think like I think that's where like explosiveness like happens, like that ability to just jump and do a spinning roundhouse or like a Superman punch. Like you learn, I don't know, like I just think it's weird, right? Like you end up learning all that stuff as like super young age.
Well, as it relates to combat, yes, but if we're talking about setting a foundation for an awesome child,
yeah,
right? The foundation is such that gymnastics and wrestling, it just so happens that the properties of training these things, I mean, you're talking about 360 degrees of motion.
That's
You're
true.
not talking about anything, no linear path, no fixed movement pattern. Yeah. So you explore movement as it relates to whatever the capacity that the human body currently possesses at whatever given age.
Yeah.
Right? When you watch a child, for example, you watch a baby, the baby can't do anything. The baby comes out and it's on its back.
Yeah.
First thing it tries to do is move its head.
Yeah.
Next thing it tries to do is roll over. Right? That is not as we know in the fitness industry, that is not a fixed pattern.
That is correct.
Right? There are so many different ways to roll a body.
That is correct. Right? Yeah.
So we give the child the freedom to explore their body in these worlds of gymnastics and wrestling. If I put a kid into martial arts, especially any sort of hard style martial arts like karate, the first thing you learn is how to hold a position. The problem is humans were not designed for static stability.
That is correct.
We were designed for
flow.
We were designed for dynamic stability. That's how we find balance.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
By picking ourselves up off the ground, taking that step, falling the fuck down, and getting up.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, I like that. Yeah, I mean, it's interesting because I would have never thought about it that way. You know what I mean? Like, I just think like when I was I told you like I've done Taekwondo and Muay Thai, and it's like, yeah, I think the ass kicking of like, hey, you want to go to a fucking brown belt? You're gonna do 500 squats, and you're like, what the fuck? Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, all right, you're gonna do that. So like, you know, when I was introduced to fitness, and they're like, hey, you're gonna do squats. I was like, yeah, I used to do like 300 in a pop. Right. You know what I mean? So it's crazy. So you did martial arts, you know, and then what was kind of like your next like favorite or kind of next progression?
I was always small, so I think I'm 5'7".
Oh.
Right? I was always a small guy, and I got tired of getting my ass kicked by the big guys.
Yeah.
So I wanted to get strong enough to fight the bigger guys.
Yeah.
And actually do some ass kicking.
Yeah.
So that's what led me to get into strength training, lifting weights. You know, as a kid, you don't really know what you're doing, but you mess around and you screw around. Did a lot of reading, did a lot of research. Met a lot of good people along the path. That's when I pursued. My first thing was bodybuilding. Cause it was like, well, shit, I need muscle.
Yeah.
Muscle, and I'd be big as hell and strong as hell. And
yeah.
knock everybody out. Then it was, no, there's an actual science to this whole bodybuilding. It's symmetry, angles, this and that. I wanted to be strong.
Yeah.
that is what that stuck out to me the most. It was being strong. I didn't give a shit about having the muscle more so than I did getting strong.
And you know what? People unfortunately don't understand that though. Like people think that if you're like if I got a 6-pack and a chest, then I'm strong.
Yeah, I don't mean shit.
Yeah, shit. Yeah, that's just like, oh, okay, like that doesn't mean shit.
I mean, you look good with your clothes off. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, that don't mean you know how to put a motherfucker down.
Yeah, that's true.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. And then you were raised in New York.
Correct, Brooklyn, New York.
Yeah. So
Bedford Stuyvesant.
Yeah. So you know what I mean? So like, I mean, my dad's from New York, and he like probably in the time you grew up is like didn't change like it is now. Like, cause New York's different. Brooklyn's different now than it was. Yeah. You know what I mean? So I mean,
for the better.
Yeah. So, but like you said, right? Like I grew up in fucking Huntington Park. You know, like kind of. I don't think it's the same. You know what I mean? Like I think where you were was a little bit rougher. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I think learning how to fight is like part of like survival, I guess. You know what I mean?
I think that's my belief is every human being deserves the opportunity to experience physical confrontation.
Yeah.
Because you learn that much more about who you are as an individual.
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter what your response is. The point is you need to have that experience. And unfortunately, a lot of people grow up without having that experience.
Yeah.
Sometimes it goes too far. You know, there's all kinds of conversations we can have about that.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, this is a part of living. This is a part of experience in life.
Yeah.
So your mental study, your emotional study, your spiritual study is just as important as your physical study.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's funny, man, because like what you were saying right now, like you want to be the stronger guy, and like me and you are roughly about the same height, you know, like, right. And it's crazy because like in my head was kind of the same thing. Like I need to train because I don't want to get my fucking ass kicked. You know what I mean? Like my mom put me in martial arts because she was like, you're too small and you're going to get your ass kicked. Yeah. And I think I went into martial arts because I got my ass kicked. Like I was like walking in fucking Huntington Park. I had a Dodger hat on with like the Dodger pins on it. And some fucking gangster just comes up to me and just like ripped the hat off my head and actually hit me with the hat and then took my fucking hat. And then that's why I don't go to Dodger games. But like I got my fucking ass kicked, bro. Like I was like, so I think my mom was like, yo, you need to fucking learn how to fight. Like at least defend yourself a little bit. You know what I mean? I came home black eye, I got my ass kicked. I was like, this fucking sucks. You know what I mean? So I think getting strong was always in my head. Like, I don't care if I'm like the smaller dude, like I'm not going down without a fight. You know what I mean? So it's crazy because you kind of have, you and I have never had this conversation, but it's crazy because we like literally, again, New York, LA, literally have the same mentality. Like I'm not trying to get my ass kicked. Yeah. You know, we're literally the same height almost. You know what I mean? And it's like, fuck, I'm not trying to deal with that shit. So got strong, working out, studying, you know, and then you went into...
throughout all of this time, it's hard to even map the timeline. I was always just so busy.
Yeah.
Getting strong led me to meet some really interesting people, and it opened my eyes up to even more possibilities of humans' capacity for movement. And that's when I got into parkour, and that was in my late teenage years. One of my best friends, Cliff Kravitz, ran PK Cali. Shout out to you, man. If you ever hear this podcast, that's my brother from another. We knew each other for mad long. He taught me a lot about parkour, and he actually learned from people like David Bell. If anybody knows anything about parkour, you know that David Bell was considered or regarded as one of the co-founders or co-originators of the formal discipline of parkour, which is, for those who don't know, the discipline of overcoming obstacles using the human body as it relates to whatever capacity we have for running, jumping, climbing, hell, even swimming.
Yeah.
Right. There's a whole history about that. But yeah, parkour is a very interesting discipline. It's involving a lot of movement, right? It's explosive in its nature.
So are you saying that like me jumping off the sidewalk saying parkour?
I don't know where this whole culture for this shit came from.
So that's not it.
Yeah, that's not it. That's not it. Man. And at the same time, I remember when it was really big, you watch these videos of these kids jumping off of these 3-4 story buildings, hurting themselves, and then it got crazy with free running, doing backflips and shit. And I mean, all that looks good.
Mm-hmm.
It's amazing that you're able to do that. But we were considered purist in a sense that the question that we had for ourselves is, or was, if I am in danger, if someone I care about is in danger,
mm-hmm.
how can I get myself out of or get to this person, right?
Quickly.
Quickly, efficiently, right? So the key word is efficiency. I'm not gonna fucking do a backflip or front flip over a wall if I need to get somewhere efficiently. That wasn't the point.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay.
Much like there are more efficient ways to get muscle on your body, to get strong, to get limber, to get flexible or whatever. There's always an efficient way to do something, and there's always an inefficient way to do something.
Yeah, exactly.
We've been concerned with efficiency of movement.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
But we're kind of wrapping it up here. Parkour was a hell of a learning experience on its own, to the point where I became an assistant teacher at the LA School of Gymnastics out in Culver City. But it was always something about strength.
Yeah. Do you think the strength, like looking back now, do you think if you were as strong as you are now, parkour would have been easier?
Yes and no.
Okay.
Yes, because my mental fortitude has achieved a different, it plays a very significant role in what I'm able to do now.
Okay.
But I would not have this appreciation for what I'm able to do now, because there is no way I would have had the same mental focus back then. There was no way. Too young, not enough experience, not enough education, in my opinion. So even if I did somehow have this same sort of strength back then, it still, at the root of it, would not be the same kind of strength.
Okay.
Right? It would be something that I took for granted.
Okay.
So yes and no. I mean, it would have helped me, but at the same time, it would have hurt me.
Yeah.
And that would have just completely altered my path anyway.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we can go on and on about what is, but I think at the end of the day, my path throughout this whole, movement stuff it had to be the way it is, or the way it was, for me to be where I am now.
Yeah. That's interesting. Now, like, out here, I know that, a few years back when I went to the East Coast, I went to New Jersey. There was a place called Primal Fitness in Jersey that was like one of the few schools that had parkour there. They were actually like a CrossFit box. It's kind of crazy. They had like so first of all, they were in Jersey. I got to look them up to see where they're at, but they were in Jersey. And what's crazy about it, they were in an old, like engine house, like a firehouse, and they had the like certain classes. They had CrossFit, and that's how I found them. I was like looking for a CrossFit gym to go work out. So I like looked them up, and they were just like only parkour gym. I was like, the fuck? I was like, damn, they have a CrossFit and parkour. I was like, yeah, that's fucking cool. So I want to go check it out, and sure enough, man, I walked into the CrossFit class, and they had the whole parkour setup inside of the gym, like everything on rollers, like little levers so they can like drop it. So, and they were teaching people how to jump from like probably a 4-foot high wall that was probably like a 2x4 thickness, and how to jump from there on top of the other one. And I was like, I'm watching this shit just like, this is fucking a liability. like, I was like, this motherfucker, like, this like 40-year-old dude is gonna eat shit right now. I was like,
and this is how I know you've always been a business-minded man.
I was like, this motherfucker's gonna go and like chop his teeth, like cut his tongue off. You know what I mean? Like, and it was crazy. I saw them jumping. I was like, that's fucking dope, you know. And then in the back, they had like this weightlifting gym. Like literally, it looked like the size of a restroom. And they were like, platforms were like right next to each other. Dudes like snatching, like didn't give a fuck. I was like, this is pretty legit. You know what I mean? Like this is a dope setup, you know? And I'll never forget that gym, man, because I went and I was like, damn, this is dope. And I looked them up online. A couple of years ago, they were still in business. I don't know about now. I haven't seen it now. But I mean, like for people that don't know much about parkour, like any places that you would recommend here locally in LA?
You know what? In Los Angeles, no. The only place that I've ever seen and have been a part of teach parkour is the LA School of Gymnastics, and that's out in Culver City. Again, my buddy used to run that. We used to teach classes a couple times a week. There's some places in San Diego. Actually, some of those guys that guy named PD. So I think PD and his team. The last I heard, they're doing all the stunts for the Marvel guys, like the Super
Shit.
and whatnot. There are no places I could recommend here based on knowledge, and it's that industry kind of took a left turn.
Oh, okay.
Again, from a purist perspective.
Yeah.
It took a left turn. Because
Yeah.
you see the parkour in the movies, right? You see the Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Panthers,
Yeah.
But that's not, that was never our thing. That's what I can say. It was never our thing. For those in Atlanta, if anybody in Atlanta catches on to this, there was a place, I think it was called Ninja Core, and they actually built a replica of the Ninja Warrior obstacle course.
Okay.
But it was actually a CrossFit gym.
That was crazy.
And the place is huge.
Okay.
But the guy there, the owner was really cool. I think the woman at the front desk said they actually get a lot of attention for the Ninja Warrior course.
Huh.
Interesting. A lot of people training for that. So yeah, in Atlanta,
Yeah.
Ninja Core, I would say people check that out.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's
but
crazy.
Out here, no.
Yeah, that's interesting, you know, because I know there's a couple schools out here, but I've never heard it much about it. I mean, I assume it's more like Hollywood style is what they're teaching, like how to be an actor, I guess. Like, hey, let me teach you some parkour so you can try to be in a movie or be a stuntman or whatever. You know,
for anyone who's interested in parkour, there is so I think on Meetup.com, what people will do is get together in that online form and then actually select locations to meet up, and they encourage all levels, beginners, experience, doesn't matter. We got kids, we had older people, we had families come out, and they would meet up. One of the places we used to train at was actually UCLA.
Oh, okay.
And we get big groups. We're talking, 25, 30 people
Okay.
to meet up, and we would train around that entire Brentwood neighborhood, just kind of messing around, having fun.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That was a good experience.
That's dope,
That was
man.
a good experience.
That's dope. So what changed that was like, all right, I need to, and like one of the biggest things, like one of our like other podcasts that we were talking about, that like people don't know like the amount of time, the athletical background on people, because like you get some athletes, right? Like you get an athlete come in and he used to be a shot put or a discus thrower, comes in and snatches 100 keys, like doesn't even phase him. Like he's like, fuck it, I'm gonna snatch the 100 keys. And the average person is like, what the fuck? I've been training for a year, 2 years, 3 years, 6 months, whatever. I can't even snatch pull that, right? Like I can't even do that. And here comes this dude that's a discus thrower and just snatches that, right? Like, and I think a lot of people don't understand that, like even doing parkour, like you're still developing strength though. Like there's still an athlete.
Absolutely, yes.
You know what I mean? Like, so people don't realize that for you, I think even doing parkour, just building that shoulder strength, grip strength, it's a good base to like lead into something else. Is that kind of what happened with you? Like,
I think for me, it's really difficult to say. I had been so active all my life that I guess I would consider myself to be more of a natural when it comes to physical abilities.
Yeah.
Not saying that I would master everything, but I find any activity of the physical nature, especially if it's something I really want to pursue,
Yeah.
and I make up my mind to master it, or at least try to master it, that is what I'm going to do.
Yeah.
I have no question about that. Others, that may not be the case. But I think we have to look at strength with respect to what we're trying to accomplish.
Yeah.
Because the strength that I need to snatch a barbell
Yeah.
versus the strength that I need to sustain a stable and safe and efficient landing from a 2-story building is not at all the same.
Yeah. It's
It's
different.
not the same type of strength.
Yeah.
Right? We're talking about explosive capacity, overhead stability with the barbell, very specific positions that I need to achieve versus understanding how to disperse my center of mass across a ground or a floor.
Yeah.
Right? And being able to absorb a hell of a lot of force from jumping off of that 1 or 2-story building.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? Because there are people that will jump off of a 1 or 2-story building and blow their fucking kneecaps up.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Break something, right? Break a hip bone. So the strength necessary is not at all the same. And this is when you start to understand the difference in sport-specific training, general training, whatever your physical preparedness preparation is, whatever kind of athlete, right? There are differences
Yeah.
in the type of strength necessary for whatever the objective is.
Yeah. And I think a lot of people in the fitness industry don't understand that though. Like I think for overall fitness, I think that's where I think CrossFit like stepped in and included that. Like, hey, now you can run, jump, and snatch. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
you can do some of that. But I think, and you and I talk about this all the time. Like you get people that are watching something on like social media and like, I'm going to try to jump off of fucking, 1-story building because I can squat 400. You know what I mean? Like I'm going to try to jump. And then, like you said, they fucking fuck their shit up.
Yeah, that's not how this shit works.
Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, it's crazy because like there's some people like realistically, like, bench press 225, like football players, right? They bench press 225, 30 reps, 40 reps, and some people in the industry think, oh, if I could do that, I can go do a muscle up, bar muscle up. It's different. It's fucking different. It is completely different. Like, and I like one of the podcasts we were talking about earlier was like, you don't know, like a lot of people come into gyms and they're not even sure what they want. Like they come in and it's like, I want to get in shape. I'm like, well, fuck, rounds of shape. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
like for real, like what are you trying to get out of it? Like, and I think like, we do like the 3-tier programming, you know what I mean? But we do a 3-tier program, but we fucking plan this shit out at least, like, you know what I mean? Compared to you get some people that are like, well, I can do 5 strict pull-ups. I'm going to go try to bench press, 155 or, 225 I want to see if I can do that. And they just fuck their shit up. You know what I mean? Because people don't know what they're training for or why they're training in general.
I think this is the problem with the fitness industry in general. One, when you say fitness or even when you say health and fitness, first of all, these terms as we use them today are too broad.
Yeah.
And I mean, realistically, CrossFit has done a very good job at seeing the broadness of fitness and trying to extend, right, or trying to reach out to a very broad audience, right? Specializing in no specialty.
Yeah.
All right. But fitness it's too broad, and it's an industry that realistically, it's a free market. Fitness, as we know it, the fitness industry is a very free market. There is no one governing body that regulates how to do fitness in every single state or city or county or fucking country for that matter.
Yeah.
Right. So your definition of fitness obviously may be very different from mine. Military fitness is very different from National Basketball Association fitness,
Yeah.
which is different from
Football, yeah.
United States Association of Weightlifting. Like, it's different
Yeah.
definitions of fitness,
Yeah. Yeah.
depending on whatever your objective may or may not be.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think that's where, I mean, you and I literally do have some fucking long conversations about this, where it's like you get people in like, and we meet clients all the time, right? I mean, so K's at one of our Anaheim locations primarily, and what ends up happening, you get people that come in the door and they're just like, well, I'm trying to work out, I want to get in shape. It's like, okay, like, it's like I get it, where the goal is to get you in shape, but then 2-3 months down the road, they're like, well, I still haven't lost weight, and you're like, well, you said you want to get in shape though, right? Like this is what I think people don't understand when they get into any type of like workout routine, like goal. They don't have a goal, right? Like they show up and they're just like we see this all the time. They come in the door, they sign up. They're 3-4 months in and they're like, well, I could run a mile. I can bench press 200 pounds now. I can do pull-ups. I can squat now. I can do this. But I'm still fat. It's like, well, I mean, our job was to get you stronger, faster, and move better. The fat part, that's completely different. You know what I mean? Or you get bodybuilders that come in and like, oh, well, I was looking for a good cardio workout. It's like, well, I get it. Like, I'm getting smaller. It's like, well, you need to eat more. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I think what ends up happening in the fitness industry is that people don't know what they want. You know what I mean? And they're so busy watching social media and deciding, someone else is deciding for them what they should look like.
I think that people actually do know what they want, but they don't understand the depths at which they want it. For example, we get a lot of people that, most people, when they walk into a gym, they either want to lose weight or build muscle, right?
Mm-hmm.
The thing about that is they're not really different goals.
Yeah.
They're actually the same fitness goal, right? Because we know that with decreased body fat,
mm-hmm.
right, in a healthy individual means that you proportionately have more muscle mass than body fat.
That is correct.
Right? So the two are essentially the same. Now, that does not imply that you need to look like Jay Cutler or Ronnie Coleman.
Yeah.
Right? These guys have decreased body fat percentages to exceptional levels and have increased muscular mass to an astronomical level.
Yes.
Right? But having a decreased body fat percentage in a healthy individual means that we are sustaining the body or supporting the body's function through having an increase in muscular mass.
That is correct.
Right? So that the muscles can do the shit needed to do to live and survive.
Yeah.
Right? Health and fitness, you can actually separate the two.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So I think, this is just a theory, but this is the reason why we tend to group health and fitness together, because somewhere we got confused about the very definition of what it means to be healthy versus what it means to do fitness or be fit.
Yeah.
Right? Your fitness level is going to be very different from my fitness level. The other category of the people that walk into a gym are those who sat down with the doctor. They had that appointment, and the doctor said, "Look, if you don't lose some weight, right, you're clinically obese, man. If you don't lose some weight, you're gonna have a stroke, heart attack, blood pressure's gonna go up. Right, you're at risk for diabetes. This shit's gonna kill you."
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. So either way, the biggest goal is weight loss.
Yeah.
Which realistically, it's not that people want to lose weight; they really want to reduce body fat.
Yeah. Yeah.
If that, right?
Yeah. Yeah. No. I get it, and I think what's interesting about it is that, it's kind of weird, right? Because like medical terms, you get doctors that say like, oh yeah, if you want to lose weight, just go for a 20-minute walk, right? And it's like, okay, you know what I mean? Like, what happens if you have? I mean, we've had clients come in and like, hey man, I can't run because my knees are bad, or you know what I mean? Like my hip hurts when I walk. You know, it changes my gait. You know, like my walk's so bad that my back starts hurting, and it's like, you know, what do you do with those people, right? Like, you know, like it sucks because you get them in these like, you know, the industry's out there right now that it's like, hey man, like come and sign up with us. You lose 30, 20 pounds in 30 days. You know what I mean? It's like, well, fuck. Yeah, that might work. I don't know. You know what I mean? Like it's like, what's the yo-yo effect of that? Right. Or you also get the people that are like, hey man, let me fast for 48 hours. Right. Like, let me fast for 48 hours and then see what fucking happens. You know what I mean? Like complete different effect from the person that 20 pounds in 30 days compared to the guy that's fasting for every day. So I think that even now the industry again is still somewhat just following what someone else is telling them.
Well, again, this is a free market. It's unregulated.
Yeah.
There are no imposed laws that any one body that is considered to be a fitness professional, a health and fitness professional, or a strength and conditioning facility must follow as it relates to a set of imposed laws that say, hey, with this client A, this is what you need to do, client B. And to digress a little bit, not every facility, and we're guilty of it too, not every facility takes a portfolio of every single client that walks into their gym.
That is correct.
Right? I mean, we have a very generalized questionnaire that says, hey, are you at risk for, diabetes? Do you have dizzy spells? Do you have asthma? Right? So we follow these things, but what about the person that has arthritis? That's not necessarily something that, we can diagnose on the spot and then come up with some sort of prescription specifically for that individual.
Yeah.
Right? It's something that you have to take on a case-by-case basis. So there is a lot of room, unfortunately, there's a lot of room for error.
Yeah.
And I think it's much easier if you come up with this generalized template, call it fitness, and then say, hey, you want to lose weight, follow this template. That's easy.
Yeah.
Which, again, not to take anything away from anyone.
Yeah.
It's very easy to do that. It's extremely difficult to sit down with a person, look at their lifestyle, look at their mentality, look at their day-to-day behavior, ask them their outlook on life, because all of these things, your psyche, right, your emotional state, what you eat, all of these things will affect your fitness, your physical activity, right? If you have problems with your mom yesterday, that's just going to change how your body moves today.
It's funny. We did a podcast. I think it was episode 2. We did a whole podcast about holiday stress. Just talking about like, fuck, we're in December right now, and you having to go buy Christmas gifts, and it's like, well, bro, I work from so and so to so and so time. Now, like, when am I supposed to squeeze time to go buy the gift? And then you're driving to the mall, and there's fucking, you gotta wait in line for an hour to pay. You know what I mean? Like, it's like people don't realize that though. Like, I'm glad you're bringing it up, because I just had this whole conversation. We did literally a whole podcast about it. And like, people don't realize that like your performance today was affected by yesterday, the day before, the week ago. That is affected. And people don't seem to realize that. They're like, hey man, like, your pain in your knee could be from either drinking, stress, you fell off something. I mean, people don't understand that. I think people think like, oh, this program that I'm on doesn't work. This fitness program that I'm doing doesn't work. It's like, well, the goal is to get you in shape, again, some type of shape, but you determine what you're looking for, but I think what ends up happening is that you got the client that has arthritis. They join a running club because they want to lose weight. or they join a weightlifting because they want to do weightlifting, or they want to do CrossFit, and they have this problem. And what I think is one of the biggest issues is that people don't have the financial means to pay for someone like you or someone like me to come and say, hey man, like I can write this custom program for you, and I can ask you every day how you feel and like what you're feeling. Because I mean, I had bursitis in my left knee, you know, they scraped it out during surgery, and they cleaned it up. So I understand what it feels like. I understand the pain, and I understand the discomfort, right? But do you think that the industry is probably watering down the type of service and made it so broad now that they're like, well, people just want to pay for it?
Of course. I mean, there's a lot of them being clients, patients, trainees, right? Individuals seeking help. There's a lot of them and not that many of us being coaches, trainers, strength and conditioning coaches, people and coaches that actually give a shit.
Yeah.
Right? It's not that many of us. So absolutely, it's when we're trying to cater to a very large population of people, we can't reproduce quality results at that high of a scale. Mm-hmm. Right? Another point is that most of us generally do not treat our everyday life as a performance.
Yeah.
If we did, I guarantee you we probably would not be the second most obese nation in the world.
You are absolutely correct.
All right, that wouldn't happen if we treated every single goddamn waking moment as our own performance, in which we will evaluate ourselves on our deathbed of how we did. We do not think like that.
Yeah.
The problem with fitness as we know it today, again, going back to the unregulated point, there is too much information. Not all information is good information.
Yeah.
There are too many people that are willing to help or not willing to help, right? There's just too much. There's an excess of everything. Mm-hmm. And that makes it extremely difficult to decipher what is going to benefit you as an individual versus what is going to harm you. Because when you see 1,000 people with all kinds of results, that's what you want to be a part of, right? You want that community. And a lot of fitness, especially gyms as we know it today, make a living off of the community.
Yes.
Not necessarily the product that they've packaged up and called fitness. Mm-hmm. They find success within the community, the camaraderie of the people.
Yeah.
Right. And realistically, that's what people pay for.
Yeah.
They don't pay for the top-notch product. They don't pay for the fitness package that has been tailored to them that will address their everyday needs and enhance their life or their performance.
And I think you and I have talked about this all the time, and it drives me insane because you, just like myself, we've spent time like studying and understanding and having world-class trainers, coaches, and seminars and events that we've paid for, you and I, to like learn from the best coaches. Like I was fortunate enough to train with Joe DeMarco, like one of the world's best powerlifting coaches.
Yeah.
You know, like fuck, man. Like, I mean, I was paying this dude like $100 a session, you know, to go see him, and I did it for almost like 2.5 years. You know what I mean? To learn, and I fucking learned everything. Well, not everything, obviously, but I learned so much from him, right? So we get a client, and we say, "Hey, this is my price, right? This is my price, like, you know." And my facility is a fairly reasonable price. I think, you know, I think for the quality of coaching that we have, it's fucking cheap, Like, I think it's cheap.
I would agree.
You know, but it's real easy for ABC Gym to charge $100, $100 a month, and we're charging 135, 150, or 175, and people are like, "Oh man, that's a lot, dude. That's a lot, man."
Well, it's a lot because we don't see the value in. Generally, we don't see the value in this sort of product, right?
Yeah.
The type of instruction that you receive, the prescription of movement, people don't really see the immediate value in that because it's something that you have to practice consistently over and over and over. But we live in a place where everybody wants everything fast, right? That's what this whole social media culture is about, right?
Yeah.
Fucking Instagram, like instant Grammy, like that's what this shit is.
Yeah.
Everyone wants everything now, not later now.
Yeah.
Right? You want to be recognized now. You want results now, and it's like fucking life doesn't work like that.
I want likes now.
Fucking like this shit doesn't work like that. I don't understand. Anyway.
You know, but that's the thing though. Like, it drives me insane. Like, you know, I'm like, today I was unfortunate. I was wasting time on the gram, and I always tell myself mentally, I think I'm doing better because I saw like 6 members today go to like local gyms, you know, different gyms, right? They're not at our facility anymore. They're at other gyms. And a couple of years ago, and maybe even a year ago, I would have been fucking pissed. Like, dude, what the fuck? You know what I mean? Like, it's like, why the fuck are they going somewhere else? Like, you know what I mean? Like, literally, you're going to go somewhere else for $30 less or $20 less. But yeah, they're going to fucking go. For $10 less, they're going to fucking go.
Yeah.
It's mind-blowing, dude. And it's like, you cannot get the type of instruction and skill that we are portraying and showing and teaching, you know, somewhere else. And I'm not saying I'm the best. I'm not saying that. Like, I'm not saying I'm the best at all, but I think I do a damn good job. And I think our team, like, as of all coaches, we got 14 coaches or some shit. You know what I mean? Like, our team does a fucking really good job, like, giving out instruction. You know what I mean? And giving out detailed instruction on movement pattern per person. You know what I mean?
I think, you know, to hold ourselves accountable, the question that I don't think we have the answer to is, how do we teach the value of what we're doing, or how do we create the value and share that with other people as far as what we are able to do for their lives, right? Because I mean, that's what this whole thing is about. It's about how we can enhance someone else's life. And it doesn't matter that, you know, someone had arthritis or bursitis in their knee and they come to us because they need to lose weight. The whole knee thing is killing them and they don't know exactly what to do, but they're willing to try anything. And we say, hey, well, you know, maybe we don't need to get you into a CrossFit class. Maybe we need to really sit down and do a physical assessment of your movement patterns and, you know, basically figure out what causes pain, what doesn't cause pain, figure out the patterns of the aggravation, right, or the inflammation. Take the time to address daily habits, right? Nutrition, maybe the nutrition is part of it, right?
Yeah.
Who knows, right? But let's say we go through all of this. We prescribe 1, movement, 2, better nutrition, 3, better sleep, better hydration.
Yeah.
Right. Let's say we go through this whole process. In 6 weeks, 8 weeks, maybe 10 weeks later, they say, hey, my knee feels better. Right. I'm ready. Yeah, I think I can get into this very fast-paced class now. Or, oh, hey, I want to do a competition. I feel great. Right. We're looking at that saying, yeah, that's fantastic. But let's look at why you got there to begin with.
Yeah. But this is the thing, though. People won't pay for that.
No.
Because you're not a doctor.
Yes, exactly my point.
You're not a doctor. You're not a
exactly.
You're not a therapist. You're not fucking, you know, like, and it drives me insane. Like, how many times does this happen to you? Because it happens. I mean, you know this. Like, we've had a couple athletes had ACL surgery. the doctor didn't prescribe them physical therapy until it was like 6 weeks, 5 weeks.
Something like that.
Yeah, she did. So after surgery, she came to our facility, asked me, and she was like, I just had surgery yesterday and I'm here. What do you want me to do? And we're like, oh, all right. We're just working on movement.
Yeah, fucking crazy.
It's crazy. Like we became the physical therapist at that point.
Yeah.
Right? She went to physical therapy, I don't know, 6 sessions, and said, fuck it. Like, I don't know why I'm here. I'm doing everything you already told me to do. You know what I mean? Like, you already told me to do all this stuff. She talked to you. She talked to me. And we were like, yeah, do. She's like, I don't see the point in going. I was like, yeah, but what's fucked up is that therapist went to school for it and he's getting paid for it. And we didn't go to school for it, but we know about it because we've studied it. I experienced it. You know what I mean? But we don't get paid for that.
So I'm a really big fan of being able to operate efficiently within your field of expertise, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, because my background, right, is sports medicine, corrective exercise, and a little bit of physical rehabilitation, but obviously I am not a certified therapist or anything like that, right? But I try to practice everything I've learned from this as much as possible, right? So when I have these people come to me with injuries, the first thing I do is ask them about their movement patterns.
Mm-hmm.
And then I try to look at if whatever skills I have within my repertoire are the correct skills to help them overcome whatever they're dealing with.
Mm-hmm.
If I do not have these skills, that is when I recommend, hey, nope, go get this checked out, get your MRI, talk to your doctor, get your physical done, right? I will refer out.
Yeah.
Right? However, I am not a fan of surgery at all.
Yeah,
my belief is if that shit ain't broken off completely or just like completely fucked up and it's dizzy, like you don't have any symptoms of neuropathy, right? Nothing is completely torn or broken, do not get the surgery, right? Usually you can heal yourself on your own or at home with the correct approach, right? Mm-hmm. But this idea that someone gets surgery and then the physical therapist or doctor or, whichever one comes first, refers that person to a good exercise program instead of informing this person, hey, you don't really get to like exercise in the same sense that other people are out here running and jumping and climbing shit and squatting shit and bench pressing and on cardio machines. You don't get to do that. Right now, you have to make sure that you restore optimal function to this knee that you just fucked up. So that means going through basic patterns of flexion and extension.
Exactly.
Right? And then integrating that pattern into hip function and ankle function, right?
Yeah.
And then integrating this hip, knee, and ankle function into our torso function, right? We go from unilateral patterns, right? Very isolated exercises into now maybe a little bit more dynamic, isolated. Then we move into bilateral, right? No one sits down and explains this shit to people.
Yeah, they don't say shit. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
They just say, well, yeah, you got surgery. Here you all go off in the wild and check in with me every now and then.
Yeah.
Right? So there is certainly, my point is, there's certainly a miscommunication or just completely no communication amongst all of the individuals in this health and fitness industry, all the way from the surgeon to the neuromuscular therapist, to the physical therapist, to the strength coach, to the high school physical exercise instructor. Right, there is no communication between these groups of people, and we're all after the same thing. We're just trying to fucking help people,
Yeah.
right? But we don't even communicate with each other about this kind of
Yeah.
shit,
Yeah.
right? So, and that's also one of the problems.
Yeah, and I think a lot of that is because there's you got the HEPA laws, that just hey, I can't say that, I can't talk about that, or you got doctors that are not willing to share information
Correct.
without a disclosure,
Correct.
which I think that's where it becomes that's where you have like someone that's I would say like a reputable trainer that's willing to help people and fucking gives a shit. Because I know when you're working with people, you give a shit. Like, hey man, I want you to move better, and I'm the same way. Like, if you're not I'm like, we both have the same mentality. Like, well, fuck, if you're not getting better, I'm doing something wrong. You know what I mean? Most people don't see it that way. And I think what the problem with a lot of people in general is that they don't come to they've watered down the knowledge that we've been able to provide. Why? Because now it's like, well, I'm not going to follow what Oscar K says. Like, I'm going to go on social media and see what best knee exercises are. I mean, obviously there's some good pages that are out there that give some great information. Like I like MoveU. MoveU's like one of them that he's a chiropractor / doctor or whatever.
Those guys are fantastic.
Yeah, they give some great information. You know what I mean? But you got some fucking people. Like, I mean, we saw one earlier today, some girl working out, showing off like how to do squat. Like,
yeah, looking at the camera.
Yeah. She's showing her workout routine and has no fucking clue what she's doing. And
Right.
It's do what I'm doing so you can look like me.
So to speak to your point, not only does that sort of water it down, but it also devalues what we as professional trainers do.
Yeah.
Right. And this becomes a really big problem later down the line. And realistically, it's a self-sabotaging practice.
Yeah.
Right? The people that just go through social media or just go to Google,
Yeah.
right, and look at the first couple of hits, right? And then they practice this, whatever they read on Google or whatever someone told them to do on social media. Because this person said that they are some sort of certified therapist or doctor in some
Which
resort,
anybody
right?
can say shit. Like,
Yeah,
I can
that
call
don't-
you Dr. K right now.
Yeah, but that don't, the fuck does that mean?
Yeah, but
Today.
but that's the thing though, right? Like, I think that's in the fitness industry, I think that's the biggest challenge. Like, how many times have you and I written workouts for a client and they'll follow it for a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, and then they're like, I'm gonna follow this other program over here. I don't know, Invictus. I'm gonna follow this Invictus program because they got a ton of athletes that are going to the CrossFit Games or competing in weightlifting or doing this. It's like, bro, those fucking people that are going to that probably spent all day and all their money doing that shit.
Well, now I think what we just entered the world of is accountability. Most individuals do not want to hold themselves that accountable for their own success, results, or lack thereof. So it's much easier to pick a program, say, I'm going to do this program, think that it's not working, all right, and then hop to something else that's bigger and better and has more success or more notoriety and has helped more people. And the problem with these two, right, we have program A, program B. Program A is not as famous. Program B is very, very famous. The problem with thinking that bigger is better is, one, you deny yourself your own experience to achieve your own results or come to your own conclusions on your own.
Yeah.
B, you look at the package of a product, and because it looks prettier, that is the thing that you are more likely to buy into, right? But like we all know, fucking marketing, right? All you got to do is just make something look pretty, and that's what people will buy. Usually, right? Use cars as an example. I think a lot of cars are really shitty, especially the more expensive they are. Right?
Yeah.
They're usually really, really shitty, right? The good cars are like the 70s.
Yeah.
Right? They were made in the 70s, fucking sheet metal, right?
Yeah.
Fucking indestructible.
Yeah.
Right? Like these were the good cars. But
Yeah.
now we have cars made out of fucking plastic and
Yeah.
everything is breaking. You
Yeah.
always got to run to your dealership, right? And this is the same thing with fitness.
Yeah.
This is the same thing with any industry, if you
Yeah.
ask me. Right? Well, there's the person that chooses to go from trainer to trainer to trainer, or program, gym to gym to gym, right? In a way, they deny themselves the opportunity to experience something in its entirety and arrive at their own conclusions for themselves, because maybe they got it right. They're like they say, the instinct is the thing that you should go with, right? And if their first instinct was program A, well, just see it through, right? Be diligent about following it. Be diligent about trusting your coaches, your trainers, whoever you work with. Trust your atmosphere. There's going to be ups and downs. Everything's a roller coaster. Stick with it, though. You owe it to yourself for that,
Yeah.
right? Give it everything you have. Right? Hold yourself truly accountable for whatever you're doing on that program or with that trainer or in that gym.
Yeah.
When the time expires, if you didn't get the results you want, cool, no harm, no foul, right?
Yeah.
Maybe we really just weren't for you, right? There's a whole ton of possibilities or explanations for that. But at least you actually held yourself accountable for what you were doing. And those results are going to be more true to you than the results that were handed to you
Yeah.
by someone else.
But I think in general, 90% of the population is too busy getting ready to point to someone else instead of looking at themselves.
Well, that's what we want to do.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, like,
That's sure. It's easy to do that.
you know, it's like, you know, we've been doing some, we've been using one of the girls at the gym to help to be like an accountability coach for like weight loss. Help some of the members like try to lose weight, especially if they've been there a while. It's like, okay, how can we help them? You know, maybe if we have someone that's accountable, kind of guide them and help them lose weight. Referred a client to that accountability coach, you know, and I'm updated on the daily. Like I get emails. It's almost fucking annoying. Like I get like, you know, she's working for like with 4 clients right now. I'm getting emails and text messages and what's going on, you know, and it's like she only helps them for 30 days. That's it, 30 days, and it's like I see I'm sick. Oh, I had to go out of town. Oh, I you know, my dog has to go to the hospital. You know, I you know, it was a Christmas party or Halloween party, and I ate like shit. It's like, dude, it's fucking 30 days, man. Like that's all we're asking for. It's fucking 30 days of work or 30 days of effort, and people are just like quick to, they want it, they like mentally and physically want it, but I don't think they really want it though.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So and I think again it goes back to that mindset of like a lot of people just want to it blows my mind how many people are willing to watch people work out, but they're not willing to go work out themselves.
I mean, much like sports, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Right, all the money is in the spectatorship. There are more people fucking watching dudes running around with goddamn balls in their hands than there are dudes actually throwing the balls around. You know what I mean? It's the same thing.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. You know, it's crazy how we have trained our, like, I had someone, I had a doctor at the gym make a comment because he was like, oh, my fucking kid is always on an iPad. He's like, my fucking kid's always on an iPad. He's watching kids play with toys, you know, which I get, like, it bothers me. And the doctor said, he's like, well, you watch basketball, don't you? He's like, same fucking shit. And it's, you know, it kind of took me back for a second because I'm like, oh, fuck, like, he has a point. You know what I mean? And I think people are like, okay, well, if I can follow, like, I think you hit it on the head earlier when you said, like, there's so much information that people are so overloaded with info.
Correct.
That they just don't fucking know what to do with it.
Correct.
You know, I have a membership to this thing called Masterclass. I fucking love it. Like, it's like Penn and Teller tells you like how to do magic tricks and shit like that. Like, it's fucking, it's awesome. Like, it's cool shit. You know, you have like Steph Curry on there showing you how he shoots a basketball.
Right on.
Right. And he tells you, okay, you got to point, 10 toes to the basket. You want to do high catch and shoot. And he tells you like literally what the fuck you got to do. What people don't realize is like, yeah, you can follow those exact steps, but you're probably 10,000 shots less than he has taken. You know what I mean? Like it's fucking crazy. And I think what happens in the industry of fitness or in life or whatever, we get to the point like we're so busy watching social media, watching what's on TV or whatever, because I want to do that. And I get caught up trying to do that. And I get so discouraged because I don't force myself, and I don't make myself accountable. Like you said earlier, I don't make myself accountable to get there. You know what I mean? I didn't give the program a chance, or I lost motivation, to try to reach that goal. You know what I mean? And I think a lot of people forget about that.
So I really dislike the whole motivation thing. The reason why I dislike it is because you're always going to be looking for motivation. Yeah. It's something that like constantly searching for, right? You get out of bed, okay, well, am I going to work out today? Let me look at some exercise. I don't know what people do, right? But like the motivation is the thing that does not always last. Yeah. And the reason why it will never last is because it is based off of an external factor. Mm-hmm. You're always looking outside of yourself for what you need. Mm-hmm. So, in my opinion, motivation is bullshit. Mm-hmm. Right? What people need is a reason. They need to have a reason for whatever they're trying to accomplish. Mm-hmm. And this reason will create the drive. It will create the spark for you to get up and do the thing. Mm-hmm. All right?
Whatever the thing is.
Yeah, whatever the hell it is.
Yeah.
When you have a reason and an objective, for example, no one looks for motivation to go to work.
Yeah.
Why? Because the reason is you gotta fucking eat.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
You have to pay bills.
Yeah.
Why? Well, that's just the shit we do in life, right?
Yeah.
We go to work, we eat, we pay bills, we sleep, we take care of the kids, right? We buy things, right? We spend money. That's the why, right? So you already have your objective, and you have your reason, and you have your why.
Yeah.
You don't go on Instagram or Facebook or Twitter and look for reasons why, like motivational quotes to go to work. No one fucking does that. But everyone looks for motivation to do fitness or go play basketball or lose weight. You get what I mean?
Yeah.
So when you look at this, what is your reason? That's the question.
Yeah.
What is your objective?
Yeah.
And why is that your objective?
Yeah.
This is the question that people have to ask.
Yeah.
If I were to go to a doctor, and a doctor told me, "Hey man, your blood pressure's too high, or you have a deficiency in one of your mineral levels or vitamin levels." Or, hey, man, your lungs or your liver or this or that isn't functioning properly. You need to change something about your life in order for you to still be here, right? For your child, for yourself. Mm-hmm. Well, my objective becomes change my lifestyle to a healthier, better lifestyle. Mm-hmm. And the reason is to still be here, provide for myself, my son, family, my loved one, friends, right? I mean, we can argue that the doctors telling me that I'm gonna fucking die was that was the motivation, right?
Yeah.
We can argue that, but realistically, that wasn't an external source because the problem was within me, not the doctor, right? So that the motivation is the external driver, which if that's what you're paying attention to, you're always gonna look at something outside of yourself, and you're always gonna need motivation.
Yeah.
But when you have the internal reason, a true reason, you don't need motivation.
Yeah. But it's crazy because you know, like I you know, today when I was on social media, I saw those like members like leave and all that other shit, and they were promoting that those local gyms like discounted their price, and the motivation was, hey, it's $15 for 15 days. Come on through and come and work out. You should come to this location because it's $15 for 15 days. It's interesting because you'll get people to bite to go do that. But like you said, it's an ending motivation, right? Like, it's like, well, fuck, if it was $15, 15 days, that's a great deal. Like, how much is it after? Is it $130, $100, $200? Like, what the fuck is it? But they didn't really want to go to begin with.
Right.
They weren't really motivated to go there because,
Right.
like, if you, like, it's funny you say that because it's like, at the end of the day, if you, like, I say this all the time, man. I know a lot of different things, you know, just like yourself. Like, we know a lot of different shit. And it's like, I'm not going to go out there and convince someone to do something. I just don't fucking do that. Dude, I get phone calls from members, like people that are like, hey, man, I was thinking about coming into your gym. I was like, okay, cool. Like, here's all the information. Let me know when you're ready to come. Like, let me know. Like, you tell me. And they're like, oh, but I'm ready to go now. Are you sure you want to go? Like, you know, let me know. Like, it's cool. Like, if you don't want to sign up, it's totally cool. Like, no pressure here. Because I don't want to coach and I don't want to help someone that doesn't want to be here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it's fucking crazy, though. Like, they, like, almost, like, trick themselves to think that's what they have to do, right? Like, oh, I have to go to the gym. It's like, fuck, you don't have to go to the gym.
Nah, they're looking for you to trick them into going to the gym. That's what's happening.
Yeah.
I mean, every purchase is an emotional purchase, right? Your gym membership, your car, your home. You just want to feel good about buying the shit. Assuming you've already told yourself you're going to buy it. You just now want to feel good about it. So you find the best salesman. You make your calls, right? You, hey, I'm thinking about joining your gym. That basically meant sell me on why I should join your gym.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Now you better than me because I would have told. They said they were thinking about it. I'd have told them, look, when you're done thinking, you could give me a call back.
Yeah.
Right? But otherwise, what the fuck am I going to do for you? That's your thought process, right?
Yeah.
But anyway, that's
Yeah.
my take
Yeah.
on it. Right? People just want to feel good about spending whatever the fuck they're gonna spend money on.
Yeah. It's funny because so my brother has a friend that's a manager at Equinox, you know, and the one on the west side. And hey, man, more power to them. They got like fucking 5,000 members paying $225 or $275, whatever the fuck they're paying, you know, to go to Equinox. And I really like meeting those people because they're like, I was like, oh, you work out, man? I was like, oh yeah, like, you know, I work out. I was like, oh, where do you work out? I work out at fucking Equinox. They're like, oh shit, I'm sorry. It's like, I was like, they must have like another like dumbbell, like a special dumbbell there that LA Fitness has had that like is different. You know what I mean? But people pride themselves on that shit, like, because it's like you said, it's like an emotional purchase. It's like, I go to Equinox and I pay $275, and it's just like,
I mean, you know, people go to Equinox and that's the place they have that what is it called? Primal flow, animal flow.
oh yeah.
Right? So they go there and learn how to crawl on the ground. That's the shit they was doing like before 1 year old. That's what they I'm not gonna crack on it.
Yeah. but it's crazy though. It's crazy, yeah. Like, I mean, they're like, yeah, we're gonna teach you how to move on the floor.
Yeah, tiger style.
Yeah, you know what I mean. But it's crazy though. But that's the thing though, right? Like you said, like people pride themselves on certain things, right? Like people like you know, it's kind of weird. Like as you know, I drive an electric car. I drive a fucking Tesla. And I go to a charging station and I'll get fucking people come to me and they're like, how do you like your car? I'm like, the fuck are you talking to me, man? So fucking, Bro, we're here at a fucking charging station, looking at each other, fucking charge cars. Like, what do you mean? How do I like my fucking car? I want to go home. I want to go. I'm fucking tired. I want to go home and go to sleep, bro. Like, I'm not trying to have a conversation with you about fucking charging cars right now. You know what I mean? But yeah, they're like, they buy like a Model 3 or whatever, and they feel good. Like they're like, oh, I have.
Yeah.
And you're just like, what the fuck is wrong with you, bro? I was like, yeah, it's like, I don't know. Like, I bought it because I like it, but, I'm not trying to, it's like me walking around like, yeah, I go to Equinox. Look at me. Look at me, man. Like, it doesn't fucking matter, dude.
Well, I mean, we all know the Western civilization is pretty much the most material-based civilization that you're going to find, right? We pride ourselves on whatever it is we're able to achieve in material values, right? Our possessions, our things define us.
Yeah.
And that's just prevalent all around the damn country. So I don't know if that's going to change anytime soon, but I think what we can change is the type of material that we invest in.
Yeah.
Right? We can make different types of investments.
Yeah.
I didn't know if I messed something up.
No, you're good. You're good.
Yeah, I mean, we can change the type of investments we make, right? And instead of investing in something that you're going to have to constantly invest in the thing that will allow you to continually make a profit without continually making an investment, right?
Yeah,
So I think it's a shift in mentality that needs to occur. I'm not sure how we're going to achieve that, but it definitely should happen, especially in the fitness industry. We are teaching people how to squat, and if you think about it, that's the dumbest shit ever, because the squat is resting. It is a very natural resting position for the human.
Yeah, which is like in Eastern countries, like.
I mean, predominantly, but I mean, it's all throughout the world. But a human is a human, right?
Yeah, exactly.
We all have the same capacity for all of the patterns that we see on a daily basis, right? So just to use the squat as an example, if I have to teach another human being how to squat, we already fucked up. That's a problem.
Yeah.
Right?
It's like teaching people how to run. It's like, fuck. I
always use my 6-year-old son as an example, right? I didn't teach him how to squat. That's the shit he does.
Yeah.
Right? And I encourage it.
Yeah.
Sit in that squat and play your video game. Sit there and read your book, right?
Yeah.
Make your drawing. Sit there and do that. Roll around, jump up and down, right? Fuck shit up. I don't care.
Yeah.
That's what you're supposed to do.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so the fact that we find ourselves, especially as fitness professionals, in a position where we have to teach people basic human movement, we fucked up.
Yeah.
Like a long time ago.
Yeah.
All right. What needs to happen now is we need to reach enough people, right? And I don't know about the other side of the world, right? But at least within our nation, we have to reach enough people to where we can restore a very unanimous basis for human function so that we can actually unlock greater human potential, because I do believe that we are capable of way more than what we do now.
Yeah.
We are capable, but we are so fucked up and we have digressed so far away from our own capacity that it's a matter of trying to restore human ability.
Yeah.
Or rebuild human capacity.
Yeah.
Right? And the access to all the information that we have, sensory over is fucking too much. We don't know what to do with it.
Yeah.
And we need to find a way to like filter this shit. You know what I mean? And like that's hard because again, this is a free market. Everybody can do whatever they want to do. So the question is, how do we control that?
Yeah. Or show that, I guess.
Well, we'll show it, right?
Yeah.
And I guess, I mean, it's the same thing that keeps me in this position. I'm pretty sure it's the same thing that keeps you in the position that you're in, it's, well, if I can just help one person, right?
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
if I can touch one person and make
Yeah,
a difference in one person, it's not enough, but at least that's a start.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. And I think that that's exactly, it's funny because maybe like a year or two ago, I mean, this, like, we had that meeting at the gym, and I was like deciding what to do with the gym. Like, hey, what's the fucking next step, man? Like, what do we do? You know what I mean? And I came back and I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna go gun ho. Like, we're gonna do more shit. You know what I mean? But literally, you run into the position of, like, one of the things in the back of my head was like, fuck, man, I love how I can change people's lives, right? Like, the decisions that we have taken or have done or moved forward with has changed people's lives. Some people in a positive, some people in a negative. Some people fucking hate you and me, and that's okay. Like, you're entitled to whatever, you know what I mean? But it was never done in a negative intention. The goal was to get you to improve, get better, progress, and that we didn't gel or didn't connect or didn't improve or whatever, right? It wasn't done it wasn't done in a malice, it wasn't done in a negative format. You know what I mean? Like, it was done in a positive format that, your personality and my personality are completely different. You know what I mean? But we still want a positive result no matter what. Like, we want people to move better. We want people to improve. And I think that's why you and I have always had a good relationship, because we both understand that, even though we're completely different. But we both think, fuck, man, we just want you to get better. We just want you to improve. Like, we don't care how you do it, but we just want you to improve. You know what I mean?
Well, movement is life.
Yeah.
The only thing that we know to be true about our own existence is our ability to move.
Yeah.
Right? This is it.
Yeah.
That's all we have. You don't own shit else.
Yeah.
You own your body, you own your mind, you own whatever faith you have, and you own your capacity and ability to move.
Yeah.
Right? This is it. So if we can learn, I think I was having this conversation with someone else a couple days ago, and I think I used the wording that the body is the temple,
Mm-hmm.
and you have to treat everything that you do with your temple as sacred. Right?
Mm-hmm.
So every single act, every single move, every single thought, every single emotion, everything you eat, everything you drink, everything you practice, the way you sit, the way you sleep, the way you speak,
Mm-hmm.
treat that as sacred. And I think, because I'm no way near like a perfect model for this, right?
Yeah, no, I get it. Yeah.
But I think that if we can truly hold that close to us, within the forefront of our mentality and the way we approach life,
Mm-hmm.
we can learn to like fucking fix ourselves.
Yeah.
Right? And if we can learn to fix ourselves, I believe this sort of energy will translate to whatever immediate community that we have.
Mm-hmm.
And if we can reach the community, that community will reach another community, and you get where I'm going with
Mm-hmm.
this.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Right? And I think this is how Gandhi said, be the change you want to see in the world.
Yeah.
Right? I think it really is as simple as that. Be the thing that you want to be.
Mm-hmm.
Not later, now.
Yeah.
Move the way you want to move now.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And it's a tough process because it requires education, it requires application, it requires experience.
Mm-hmm.
So we got a lot of work to do, but I think all of that work is worth doing.
Yeah.
Right? It's the movement, man. I think there's and we have some early day philosophers who speak about this. I can't remember who it was, right? But the quote is, every man deserves the opportunity to physically express themselves. I'm paraphrasing.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, that's fine.
But if they knew this 14th century, why don't we know that now? Why don't we practice that now?
Yeah. Yeah. I think the manipulating what we know and what has already been done and taught is the biggest problem because of what society is being fed, right? So I think you have a ton of people that are geniuses within their own mind, but they don't apply it, and they don't understand it. And what I think most people forget is that to be someone is for you to believe in yourself to become someone, right? So you have people like a professional athlete, right? If you hear these guys in interviews or talk to them, they're like, I've been playing basketball, I've been playing football, I've been playing soccer since I was 5 years old. I always knew I was going to become A, B, and C.
Isn't that interesting?
It's crazy.
Actually, if you listen to any really successful person, right, it could be nationally or internationally, the one thing that all successful people have in common is the fact that there is no fucking doubt in their mind at all about what they are capable of, what they were going to do.
That is correct.
Not one.
Yeah, and it's as simple as like when we host a newbie class on Saturday, and the person comes in, and we say, "Hey, we're gonna do a box jump." They don't believe in themselves to do it. I mean, that's how simple. I mean, that's a simple process. I'm talking about 18-inch box, 20-inch box. Like that's a simple, and it's fucking foam to top it off, right? Like even if you're gonna eat shit, you're not gonna get hurt. Like,
Right.
you're good. You know what I mean? But there's so much doubt within themselves, and people's doubt within themselves, and that says a lot about a person in just physical life. It's crazy because I've always known since I was a kid that I was gonna own a gym. I've always known. Like my mom used to tell me all the time, like, one day you're gonna own a gym. Like I know you are. You just love it so much, And go and behold, I own gyms, But it literally is a mindset of, like you telling yourself, like I want to get fucking strong.
Yeah.
You're a fucking strong dude. You told yourself, like I want to get fucking strong. That's what I want, and you have no doubt in your mind that you will work to be able to do that. And I think society, unfortunately, is living, and I mean, agree or disagree, but I think society is so busy living someone else's life, Hence why Kim Kardashian has 7 gajillion followers, right, on social media, because people want to see what she's doing and want to know what she's doing right now. You know what I mean? If I guarantee you, if you can pay, if Kanye West had a camera on him 24/7, you had to pay $20 a day or $15 a day to watch him. People would fucking pay to do that because people want to live someone else's life. People prefer to live someone else's life than live their own life.
By the way, we're not saying all you got to do is believe, and you can go out and do box jumps and shit. You might bust your shit the first time you try. So the point is, right? It starts within, right? Whatever change you're gonna make, whatever progress, that shit has to come from inside of you. You have to tell yourself that you are willing to go through whatever it is you need to go through in order to be the thing that you want to be.
Yeah.
Right? And that again requires a lot of work, man. It's a lot of education that goes with that. A lot of experience. You may not have all the answers. You may not be able to find all the answers, right? You may have to start reaching out, go elsewhere, get outside of your comfort zone and do things you've never done, go places you've never been, and talk to people you've never imagined yourself talking to.
Yeah.
Right? But that is the point is do it.
Yeah.
right? Whatever the thing is, more important than the thing is what you have to do to achieve it.
Yeah. So we'll start coming close to the end here, but I do want to say, like, if we can leave this podcast right now, I would challenge people to say, fucking get out of your comfort zone. Go do something that, you know, if there's a girl that you want her to talk to, fucking go talk to her. Just say, hey, how are you? You know, just a basic conversation. She might look at you fucking stupid or whatever, but at least you did it. If you were debating, you wanted to ask for, you know, to go out and go travel and just go travel by yourself, go watch a movie by yourself, challenge yourself to go out and do something. You know what I mean? I think people have forgotten that we are human, and we live in a country that we have the ability to do that, and people don't fucking do that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, any last words? Okay.
If there was anything I can leave with, would be everything in your individual life, in my individual life, right? Everything is relative. What we've done is learn to categorize, divide, label anything that we possibly can out of a need for convenience, right? We are creatures of habit. So if we can organize things in such a way that allows us to feel controlling over these things, it seemingly makes our lives easier. And what I tell people, what I would like to share with everyone is that everything is relative. Do not divide. If anything, try to unify, try to simplify, right? We're in the fitness industry, right? So we use that as the perfect example. But your fitness is not independent of your mental health, which is not independent of your emotional health, your spiritual health. All of these things work together to create the person that you are, right? So if one aspect of your life is out of whack, you may not realize it, but rest assured that's going to start fucking with everything else in your life.
Yeah.
Right? So, and I think there is some principles surrounding this, right? A lot of people talk about the chakras, aligning the chakras, right? Now, whatever you believe, that's what you believe. But my point is, this is very symbolic of how we need to have alignment within every aspect of our life. Everything we do should complement everything else that we do, if you follow that.
Yeah.
Right. So, whatever your goal is, it could be a physical goal, a mental goal, an emotional, a spiritual, right? Something for your family, something for yourself, something for your friends, whatever that is. Understand that everything in your life needs to support that goal. And even if there is one thing that does not support that goal, understand that that is going to be the one thing that makes it 10 times harder for you to achieve said goal.
Yeah, I agree. So, well, guys, we're going to wrap this up. If you're listening to all of this, thank you. Thank you for spending time. Make sure you share with a friend. Hit a like. Any comments, concerns, you guys got questions. It was awesome having this conversation with you, Kay.
Thank you for the invitation, man.
Yeah, but give us a like, give us a share. Stay tuned for the next one. Yeah, make sure you guys leave a comment. Let us know what you think. If you guys got ideas or you guys want to hear Coach K again, I love this guy, man, so I'm always down to bring him on the show. So, but yeah, give us a like, give us a comment, give us a share, show a friend. Thank you.
Cool.